Hi, this is John Marling, Pulse Research. Today's prospector recommendation is lumberyards. And the reason we chose lumberyards is they've got a great deal of diversity of product and an exceptional opportunity for a consistent advertising campaign year around. So let's go through an example lumberyard presentation and talk about some of the presentation points. Once again, as always, make sure that the business, including the lumberyard, understands and is aware that the information is about and for their business. That's what they care about. They want to know about their business, not your business. So share with them. You ask the same questions they would ask if they did a survey, such as do you plan to shop at a lumberyard? What do you plan to buy in a lumberyard? What particular projects do you have for your household, such as, remodeling, changing windows, adding room, things like that. Once they get that, then you'd say, let's take a look at the information and identify specific opportunities that you might be aware of based upon the demand from the research on where you can get additional sales and customers, okay? So after getting them engaged, they're excited to see it, then I would suggest the mobile presentation. And the reason for that is it's engaging with the business and it walks them through the information step by step. So look at that, 24% of the households we reach are going to shop at a lumberyard in the next 12 months. Now we reached 37,500 households in this example. That means, and be excited about it, that's almost 9,000 households we reach who are going to shop at a lumberyard. Remember, if you don't share that with them, they're not going to know. In fact, many of these businesses think the print is dead. We've got to tell our story. We have got to communicate with them what we can deliver in opportunities, customers for their business category. Then share with them. Pulse suggests that the average household would spend $650 over a year's time at a lumberyard. That means that there's almost $6 million in opportunity. $6 million, once again, make sure that they're aware of what you can provide for them. And look at that, just 1% share is almost $60,000. Now in the mobile presentation, you can edit with the business. In other words, you can engage the business. Click on the pen here, say, what additional share of the $6 million would you like to get? Well, I think I can get 5%, just 5%, says the lumberyard. And have them type in 5%. Look at that, $287,000. That obviously gets their attention, gets them excited. That gets them interested and excited, committed about what you can do for them. Then in the next step, say, let's together find niches, opportunities based upon current demand that you might not be aware of. That when you are aware, obviously represents an opportunity to get new business, new customers. So have them look at the list, but concurrently ask them, where do you think you can get more? Here's the number of households we reach. You're going to buy fencing, composition roofing, exterior paint, for example. Where do you think you can get more? And a lumberyard might say, my gosh, look at the number of exterior doors, over 2,500 exterior doors. Boy, that's an area we could certainly get more business. See, you're helping that business with information for their business they're not even aware of. And that information is obviously an eye-opener, a catalyst, insight, a crystal ball on where they can get more business. Now look at this with the program of engagement editing. Click on the pen and ask them, are there any other areas that you're interested in? He says, yeah, definitely. I'd like to know more about interior paint. So you just type in interior paint and look at that. Boom, up it comes. So let's click on that, include it in their presentation. Anything else you're interested in? Yeah, I'd like to know about decking. Great. What else? Well, interior doors looks good. What about remodeling? Okay, well, let's just type in remodeling. And there you got home remodel, okay? Kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel. Boy, now you are getting them truly excited, engaged, because why? It's opportunities for their business. Thinking about it from their perspective. Somebody working with them, for them, with information, once again, about their business. Extremely engaging. Okay? So then click off on the editing pen. And before we move on to the next step, where do you think is your biggest opportunity? Well, absolutely decking. Absolutely decking. Now you've provided a solution for them. a focus on where they can get more business. Now, next, talk to them about a consistent campaign. Share with them, the number of print ads, digital impressions that get it. Go into the details of it. Show them a calendar presentation in AdSeller that shows them, the frequency, the consistency of your ad program. And by the way, if you have Metro Creative Graphics, there's a link to the AdWizard program right in your AdSeller program. That's coming soon. Now, I would talk to the advertiser about specific. Well, wait a minute. They say, well, I don't need you. That's all well and good. You can give me more decking customers, but I've got local radio ads, etc. So click here and show them what they're missing. Look at that. 60% of the households you reach have not listened to a local radio station or specifically made a purchase from a local radio station in the last 30 days. 88% have not searched for a hardware lumber store in Google in the last 30 days. What did they say? Well, I've been using Pinterest. Well, let's take a look. So you click on the editing pen once again, click on Add Media, and type in Pinterest. And there you go. 65% of your audience have not used Pinterest in the last 30 days. Ask the business, is there anything else you'd like to know? They say, yeah, this is very confusing to me to try and keep up on all the different ways we can reach people today. What about Twitter? And so just type in Twitter. There you go. Okay, what about business email? Okay, what about direct mail? Okay, you get the point. The advertiser wants to know. And so you're engaging with them. You're helping them with information, solutions about their business. Okay, so in this step here, we're showing them what they're missing if they're not also advertising with you. So for instance, well, I don't need you. I've got my local my exterior paint ad on the radio station. Well, they're missing 60% of the households you reach who are going to buy exterior paint in the next 12 months. That is extremely motivating. Fear of missing out. Now you can share with them how comfortable it is. Virtually no risk for a consistent 52-week campaign. So, sir, in that campaign I just shared with you, over the next 52 weeks, all you need is just 15 customers. Just 15. Well, how did you come up with that? Well, your average customer, is worth $1,000, 65% estimated gross profit. But once again, let's make this realistic for you. So you click on the editing pen, ask them what their customer is worth. Let them fill it out. Well, my customer's worth $1,250. Well, what's your cost of goods sold? In other words, you got to pay for the lumber, the windows, the paint before you can, pay for the advertisements. What's your cost of goods? Well, about 65%. Okay, get it from the advertiser. Okay, so look at that. So now 15 customers at their gross profit of $812 each. That's a $12,000 campaign. Okay, but what if they say, well, I don't know about that? Well, ask them. What is the absolute minimum number of customers you'd get out of the 8,850 we reach you're going to shop at a lumberyard with a 52-week campaign? What's the absolute minimum? Worst case scenario. Guy says, well, 12. Okay, have them type in 12. Okay, look at that. 12 customers at their gross profit of $812 each. They just agreed to a $9,700 campaign. Involve the advertiser. I've had businesses say, thank you so much for helping me identify what is doable, realistic, instead of an ad rep coming here and telling me what to do. So get the advertiser engaged. They're more than happy to share information about their customer value, their gross profit, and most of all, what they're confident would be the minimum number of customers they would get over the period of the campaign. And they sell themselves. Then share them what the return on investment is, how few customers they need to get a extremely satisfactory return on investment. In this case here, all they need is 10 customers for an 80 customers for a 10-time ROI. In closing, the information about and for their business is the magic. The one-page mobile presentation, because now you can engage the business with information about and for their business, is phenomenally effective. If you have any questions or suggestions, marling@paper.net. Thanks and good selling.